Hey, what's happening, everybody? David Scultetti here, just checking in on a rainy day. I'm sitting on my porch. I'm dry, but you could probably hear all the rain around me. I just wanted to come to you guys to recognize what I feel is a brilliantly written book. It's a book called The Game of Networking. It's written by Rob Sperry. Many of you know him. He's a network marketing professional based out of Utah. And one of the reasons I like this book so much, first of all, Rob, if you're watching, thank you. Thank you for sending a signed copy of it. I really appreciate it. I have not read the whole thing, but I read the first section. And as I read through it, first of all, it reminded me of chapter 14 of my book, Winning Friends and Influencing People, because I think that The Game of Networking is the network marketing version of How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And by the way, if you're looking to succeed in business and life and family, whatever in general, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie is a must-read. It's a must-read. So anyhow, as you're joining here, just let me know where you're calling in from. And if you've read How to Win Friends and Influence People, drop a 1. Drop a 1 in the feed here. I'd be curious to see who has read it. And if you have not read it, drop a 2 and then go to Amazon and get it, okay? But anyhow, I think this book is really written really well. It's interesting. He kind of starts off by talking about his first law, and about his three and a half laws within this book, right? And the first law is the law of likability, and I think this is really applicable to everything in general if you really think about it, because the most successful people out there in life are likable. Right? I mean, it's just the way it is. The people who get promoted in jobs are more likable. The people who get elected into office are more likable. You know, I think a classic example was, what was it, almost 5 years ago now, when there was the election between President Obama and Mitt Romney. I mean, Mitt Romney was ahead in the polls quite significantly, but Obama got elected for probably a couple reasons, but one of this is he was more likable. He was more real. Even though he didn't really have the solutions for digging the economy out from where it was after post-crash. But anyhow, you know, if you want to make more money, you got to be more likable. Okay, it really kind of gets in. And then, of course, I think another example he gave was you get better service when you're likable. And I think you could think that, you know, if you go in somewhere and you're real grouchy, you're not happy, whether it's sitting down at a restaurant or you're going into a doctor's office, if you're not have a reasonable smile on your face, it's going to be really hard for people to kind of relate and help you with that, right? So anyhow, so the number one law that he laid out was the law of likability. Now, he had a formula which I thought was great. And I think we all, as network marketing professionals, have to really focus on this, because we got to remember, we're in the people business. Okay, whatever company you're representing, whatever product, whatever service it may be, that may be what's attracting you to the company, which is great. But the truth is, if you want to build a network, keep in mind, people join people. Okay, they don't really join companies. I think some do, but the ones who really succeed isn't necessarily the case. Okay, so anyhow, the formula is pretty straightforward. 3 steps to it. First and foremost, be positive. It sounds like an obvious thing, but there's the key to being positive is going about your day smiling. Nobody wants a grump. Nobody wants to look at somebody that's unhappy, even though it may be challenging at times for us to put a smile on our face. But smiling is critical. And then along with that, as you're communicating, it's not what you say, it's sometimes how you say it and the body language that you're throwing out there. So, you know, your body language is going to play, and your tone, if you will, is going to play a really significant part of how people receive what you're trying to say. And then thirdly is just having that positive attitude. Now, I know today it's difficult from time to time to wake up every single day, spring out of bed, be super positive with all the stress and things that are going on in life out there. But think about it logically. People are attracted to positives, not negatives. Okay, so that was the first part of this formula. The second part was to be interested, and what he means by that was be interested in other people. I always liken it to be more interested versus interesting, and what that means is not making yourself the issue. Okay, as you go out there and you have a conversation with somebody, if you meet somebody for the first time and you're talking about yourself and how great you are and your business and you got this and you're doing that, people are going to get turned off pretty quickly. Okay, they want to know that you're interested in them. So in terms of your prospecting efforts, you definitely want to reach out and understand where they are, what they got going on in their world, and kind of maybe show some empathy towards it. So God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, right? Unfortunately, not all of us actually function with that fact. So I think it's important that we be active listeners, in the process. One of the ways you can do that is just complimenting people. Let me start by saying it. You guys are awesome. But do it 3 times a day, every day. Just figure it out. It'll start out. It could be the easiest compliment. You could be just running across somebody, and maybe you're going out to Starbucks or wherever you are. It doesn't matter where you are, and you're coming across the person that's waiting on you, and you just compliment their earrings, compliment their service. I mean, some type of compliment, sincerely, is really going to get you a long way. When you do that in life, and just try it. Just trust me on this. If you do it 3 times a day for 1 week, and watch what happens. Watch what happens to the people that are really attracted to you. Number 2 is remembering names. Remember the people you meet. Okay, this is a networking business, and if you're in business, you're going to be meeting new people, right? So it's important to go out there and understand when you meet people that you remember them. And the only way that I've learned being able to do that, and I'm not the best of it, admittedly, is to, when you meet them, say their name 3 times, kind of align it with something else that helps you remember. But there's nothing more powerful than one hearing their name mentioned, okay? And then last but not least, in terms of that piece, is that the phones are a real challenge in today's society. I can't tell you what well, I think you guys all know. Think about it for a minute. When you guys are sitting down with somebody, and let's say you're in a meeting, or you're trying to have a conversation, next thing you know, they're checking their phone, their Facebook, they're texting somebody, and you're talking with them, how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? So I think, putting them away when the proper time, when you're looking to build a relationship, is going to play a big part. And the third part of Rob's formula was to be real. I mean, keep it real, people. Okay? If you're looking to be likable, don't fake it till you make it. I think that's absolutely nonsense. You got to be authentic. You got to be genuine in everything you're doing. You've got to find some type of, a commonality, with who you're talking to. And then last but not least, show some empathy out there when people are down or people are excited. I mean, whatever it is, share your understanding with people. Because when you do that, you become more likable. You're obviously more genuine in that process, and great things can happen from it. So, with that said, I know a lot of you networkers out there are always looking to read, and you can't just read Ripple Marketing all the time, right? Game of Networking is a really solid read. It's an easy read. It's a one you can sit down in one afternoon, I think, and blow right through it. I only had about half an hour before I went out and played golf on Sunday. I was sitting poolside, and I knocked out the first section here, but I thought it was great. I just wanted to share that. So anyhow, listen, if you got any value out of this, if you have people that are out there maybe struggling a little bit or trying to move their business forward and they've got the skill sets, maybe share this video with them. They just need to become a little bit more likable, and watch what will happen to their business. So anyhow, hope it's not a rainy day where you're at. I'm just going to keep it chill today and probably work in the house. I'm not sure. I was going to go play golf with my son, but it ain't happening. I'm not going to get wet. So anyhow, you guys have an awesome day. Be sure to do something for yourself today. You deserve it. Bye for now.